Good morning, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades here for your Tuesday morning analysis. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good Monday. We're going to get stuck into it right here and go and have a look at the calendar. Please, on the way to doing that, let's remember to sub to the channel, hit that like button and turn on the notifications. Now, I do want to give everyone a shout out. I didn't mention it yesterday, but we hit 700 plus subs. I think that was on Friday or over the weekend anyway. So a huge shout out to all you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you supporting my channel. Let's keep growing. So continue to share the information around. If you find it valuable, please share with other like-minded individuals so we can all grow together. All right, let's move over to the calendar. All right, so we have news today. We have high impact news at 10 a.m. So I'll be looking for opportunities after 10 a.m. today, waiting for that high impact news to deliver its volatility and go from there. I'm not too worried about the 2 p.m. FOMC meeting minutes. This, for me, won't impact my trading, so I'm not really interested in it. If you do trade the PM session, then you probably just want to tread cautiously around this time. All right, let's move over to the charts. And of course, guys, always remember, if you use code Jimmy, you will get the best discount available for Apex and my funded futures. Apex still running with 80% off, $85 PA activation fees across all accounts, and my funded futures with 10% off their milestone plans. That ends 30th of November, so there's only a few days left. So jump on board and check out the milestone plan. It's actually a really good plan. In fact, I'll just flash a graphic up here that I received earlier on. Here it is, earn payouts for every completed phase. So you can pick up the 50K account with code Jimmy, 10% off for $399. And you have a live account once you hit the $4,000 profit target. You go and get moved straight to a live funded account. So a really good deal here, and you get paid each phase that you pass. So go and check it out, guys. All right, back to the charts. We're gonna look at NQ, and we did a pretty good job yesterday with our idea. Our idea being that we had this opening gap, and we were looking for price to run up into this FEG. If you go back and watch yesterday's video, you'll see that we discussed this idea. And then price, we wanted to see come back to the gap or close the gap. And we got exactly that. So really good job there with our idea yesterday. I did not execute a trade yesterday. I looked at actually, I missed one on oil, and we'll have a quick look at that. So this was the same idea here for NQ as ES. So both ideas played out. Both gaps got filled. So really good. All right, let's clear this up. I think we did pretty well on bias overall, except for oil. We got that one wrong, so we'll go and check that out. So looking at NQ today, price moved out of this bearish FEG. We have taken previous day low, but what I want to check is, obviously looking at this, we would be looking for bearish bias, because moving from internal to external, and we do have all this low resistance liquidity running through here, and this would be our external target. All right, so we'll drop down to the hourly and we'll see what we can find there. So changing the state of delivery now with correlated assets, and I'm using ES here. If we look at ES, and we'll get there in a minute, ES from memory had displacement here. Okay, so there was displacement here, so we had a confirmed change in the state of delivery. We don't see any displacement on NQ until we move beyond this leg somewhat. However, I'm going to look for this level to be respected. Okay, if price holds here, if price runs up and tests this level, then moves lower, we know we've got our bias right. Otherwise, if we start to displace through here and we disrespect this level, then we're going to be looking for higher prices. So this 9 AM manipulation was pretty ugly. And if you were looking for an entry for short, then the 5 minute was not really ideal in the sense of the candle formation. Quite a large wick on the breaker. We do have all this low resistance liquidity resting through here and again through here. So there's low resistance liquidity here and low resistance liquidity through here as well. Okay. If I was going to run my projections from here, because of the manipulation of this candle, I would actually just look to use that candle. And we do have this low resistance liquidity aligned with our -2 to 2.5 standard deviation. So I'm going to remain bearish while we respect this level here. And as you can see, we do have, you know, the makings of a potential reversal here, but price has been unable to, at this stage, close above the breaker, which would be actually these candles here would be the breaker. So all right, so overall bearish for NQ. Let's move over to ES. We still have our targets on there from the hourly, and you can see that price reached into the -2 to 2.5 and has retraced from there. And we did clean up some of this low resistance liquidity in doing so. Again, also today, price on ES has swept previous day low. We don't have an external here that we're moving from. Okay, not like NQ, where NQ is inside a bearish FEG. So let's move to the hourly and see what the hourly can tell us. And that is the change in the state of delivery there that I was talking about earlier. So we do have a bearish change in the state of delivery confirmed. We have displacement. And we can see that price, once we moved into the standard deviation, so that's the deviation of this manipulation leg here. Okay. So that was a reversal. We've reached up into the -2 to 2.5 and we've started to retrace. We've come down, we've tested the change in state of delivery, and again, we haven't found a way through there yet. So while price respects this level, then I'm going to look for price to move lower. Going to run our standard deviation from this high to the low. And we have a low resistance liquidity resting where our target area is. So this is always our target area. Unless we get a shift in structure prior to that, we're looking for price to run down to here. And then we see how price reacts. So bearish for ES. Okay, let's have a look at oil. So on the daily, we'd seen price expanding. We'd moved through. We had a tiny bearish FEG here. And we had this much larger one here. And price had decisively moved through. And we had a strong close beyond. Which is why I was looking for price to run and continue to move higher. Looking for price to reach this swing high. Now, we could be looking at a Tuesday putting in the low of the week. Okay, Monday was the low of the week last week. Now we've had Tuesday sweep Monday's low. And what I want to look at is I want to actually look at the hourly structure, because I want to see if there's a change in the state of delivery there. Because I still feel there's potential that we may see price run higher, even with this sell-off here. Otherwise, we're going to be heading down to these lows here, because there's no swing point here. There's no FEG for price to move through. We do have low resistance liquidity here, okay, which mostly got swept today. So let's have a look at the hourly. Okay, I marked this out earlier today, and it looks like price is respecting this change in the state of delivery. So we have, we've swept a important level. So this was the low of Wednesday the 24th. Okay. We also swept, oh no, we didn't sweep that low. Okay, so we swept the Wednesday, the low of the Wednesday the 24th. So it's an important level. Then price is retraced back, and we have displacement. So here is our change in the state of delivery. We have a bullish change in the state of delivery. This is our reversal here. This is our unicorn model. Okay, on an hourly time frame. We can see that there. Here's our sweep, our high, our stop hunt. And then we have our bullish breaker with an FEG aligned. What I do like here is we also have this breakaway gap. Okay, so that lends strong confluence to continued bullish prices. So we can then look for our standard deviations to give us a projection from the low. This is the leg that took liquidity, so this is the low to the high. And we have this as our initial target, this -2 to 2.5. So based on that, bullish today for oil, unless of course we disrespect this change in the state of delivery, then that will flip things somewhat. Now I was talking about a potential trade that I missed yesterday, and I had a bullish bias, but there was a couple of things that that allowed me to be flexible and look for a bearish entry. So initially going into the market, and as I say, I always revisit things. So here's a 7 o'clock candle, and this candle closed inside the range of the previous candle. We can see that the close on this candle is 71.18, and the high of this candle is 71.20. So we had that close inside the range. So that was a precursor there for me to suggest that price may start looking to move lower. And then I don't always trade the 15 minute, the 1 minute, but I did notice a couple of things here. So this was the reversal, and then price sold off quite decisively, and then we came back up and we retested this bearish FEG here on the 15 minute. So then when we drop down to the 1, straight out of that FEG, we had our unicorn model. Now I missed this entry because I was actually looking at NQ. I took a small scalp on NQ, and I didn't have a stop or a TP, so I was just holding over my flatten all button, ready to exit the trade, which I did in profit, but it's just a high risk way to do things, and therefore I was only focused on the NQ chart for that period of time. And as you can see here, we had this bearish formation. We have breakaway gap, another FEG aligned, another one here. You get this close. Once this candle closes, that's when you put your limit in. We get a retracement straight into that limit order, and there's virtually zero drawdown. A great little short, which yielded, if you put your stop at the high there, then you got your 2R without a problem. So that was a great little short, and yielded quite a nice little return there. You think about that on one CL contract, that's $800 if you took to 2R. All right, so it would have been a great little trade, but unfortunately I missed that. So, but I just like to point them out so we can all, learn and see our entry function at play. So we'll stay bullish today for oil. Let's move over to Euro futures. So we had a bearish bias yesterday because we were moving out of this bearish FEG, but price actually, this candle almost looks the same as when we did our analysis yesterday. So price just didn't do a lot. It looks like price might be starting to mitigate this FEG. We've swept previous day low as well. So we may actually be looking to see price move to this swing point here. So we'll have a look for bullish price action today on Euro futures. If we have a quick look at the hourly, do we have a reversal? We have a gap. The gap was filled virtually. Not really very clean. There's a potential hourly unicorn here. If price can find its way to close beyond this breaker, above the breaker, we do have displacement. So this would be an hourly bullish unicorn. And then you could also look for this to be a change in the state of delivery here if we keep these gaps open. So YM on the daily. Continued its run higher. Put the bias wrong there because we were looking for the gap to be filled. This is looking like quite decisive displacement. It's a mouthful. As we see price continue to move higher here. Prices come down. It looks like it's respected the 50% level of the previous day's range of the candle, excuse me, of the candle body there. So we're likely going to see price continue higher today. Okay, so we didn't get that move. We were looking for price to run higher and then come down. So that didn't happen yesterday, but we have actually got the move to play out here that we're looking at. So that's quite interesting to see. It just didn't happen in the one day, so it's happened now. So we can look for price to run higher now that we've come out of this gap. Swept the previous day low as well. Let's run bullish today for the Russell. Okay, moving over to gold. Gold played out nicely. We were looking at the time, price was playing around at this bullish FEG, and it looks like we obviously got that displacement through that we were looking for. So we got the bias right there yesterday, which is great. Now price has managed to find its way to some support here in this bullish FEG. Tiny one here, but it looks to be supporting price. We've also swept previous day low here as well and come down into this bullish FEG. So I'll be looking for price to be bullish today. We'll have a quick look at the hourly. So we haven't quite got the move higher here. We've started to see a reversal form, but we've been unable to push back higher at this stage. So if we get price able to close beyond this high here, then we'll see a change in the state of delivery because we have displacement here. So all we need to see is this candle close beyond, and then we'll see a bullish change in the state of delivery for gold. Dixie managed to be a little bit indecisive yesterday. It doesn't look like the gap was going to support price. We closed below that. Obviously we had quite a large opening gap here. You can see that this is the close of Monday's candle and this is the open of Tuesday. So we've got quite a large gap there. So price has run through that now and filled the gap. With mitigation here, I'm going to look to see price run lower to this low here. So bearish for Dixie. Heading over to GU. Similar for GU as with EU. We didn't really get that displacement lower out of this bearish FEG. But quite a strong buyer's wick here, and we've swept previous day low. Going to look for price to move higher. Targeting the high, previous day high as well. And obviously that would be back inside this bearish FEG. We can see if we run the 50% of the Friday wick, we can see price bounce straight off of that too. And it does look like we are getting a reversal here. So I'd be looking for this to be the breaker. This is on the hourly. We have our displacement through. We also would see this as the first time we see a change in trend. So this would be the change in the state of delivery. We just need price now to close beyond the breaker, and we'll start potentially seeing higher prices. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you again for all your support. Let's keep pushing now. Let's see if we can get to 800 subs being the next logical target. And we'll just keep building this channel out for all you traders out there, for myself included. This is great experience every single day. So please like the channel, please sub to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell. Remember to use code Jimmy for your evals, and we'll turn up again tomorrow and do it all again. All right, guys, take care, safe trading. Bye for now.